I think it's still to course. I thought we did what we wanted to do early in the game. We wanted to bring pressure, get after them through certain looks. I thought we tackled well in the open field. I thought we had a few missed tackles in our secondary we need to clean up and get going. Had a few coverages that we should tighten up on. But overall, for a first game, you're going to have it. I'm not trying to play perfect football, perfect defense in week one, but I thought it was something that we could build off of and grow from.
Yeah. Is it tough to calibrate how good your performance is against an opponent like Southern Utah, given their athleticism, or maybe not even knowing some of the things that they were going to do going into a first game?
No, I think it's more about what Coach Evers talked about, mental errors, technical errors, the fundamentals. We knew going into the game, obviously we were a superior team athletically, but it's about execution, and I think that's what Coach talked about after the game. I mentioned as well. Those are things, again, you want to keep cleaning up throughout the season. We don't want to play our best ball in September. We want to play our best ball in November, December.
What was your take on how the defensive line played? Obviously, you're adapting without Jermaine, and guys are getting used to new roles and whatnot. What is your assessment on how the defensive line played in that first game?
I mean, DJ Davidson, obviously, right? Player of the week, did a hell of a job, and that's what we need. A couple years ago when we first got here, we had Rennell Wren, and he was that kind of guy inside for us. And whenever the interior of your defense is sound, you'll be a pretty good defense, right? We try to build from within. And once those guys get going, and obviously Tyler Johnson not being there, that kind of affects us a little bit in the pass rush. But I thought, Travez Moore, who we brought a lot of good energy and some good rushes. Matus is always outstanding. But as a group, those guys are lunch pail guys, right? Hopefully we're not talking about them a lot because that means there's something bad's going on. They're running down the ball down our throat. But overall, they did what we asked them to do. We limited them to 3 yards, a carry, a couple of explosive plays, 2 there. That we didn't want to give up, and one that's very correctable.
AP, yesterday Herm talked a lot about UNLV's rushing game. Just what kind of challenges does their running back and their running game pose for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, those guys have to do a good job up front of being gaps down. Last week we got caught off a couple times on those stretch runs. You got to do a better job of that. Guys got to do their assignment, understand the execution of the defense. And it's going to be challenging. It's good. I mean, you love to have a physical game after a game like last week where they kind of toss it around a little bit, more perimeter runs. If they're going to play smash mouth football, we're going to need that for the upcoming weeks that we got coming up.
Mason Williams played a lot with Tamarcus out, Jordan Clark out. Seemed like he had a pretty good performance for getting as many reps as he did. What did you think about him and how he's developing?
Yeah, if we're not talking about him, I thought he did pretty well, right? Whenever you're talking about a corner that's not good and giving up passes. But he did a good job. Mason Williams, just like Jordan Clark, smart football player, a guy who's transitioned from corner to nickel, could put him back at corner. He brings a lot of versatility for us, and obviously as we get healthier, that's better for us. That's more depth. And as we get into this Pac-12 schedule later on down the season, we're going to need all hands on deck. So I think it's great reps for Mason, and when Jordan Clark gets back, we'll throw him back in the mix and get him going.
And the reps of some of your younger players like Eric Gentry or B.J. Green getting a sack, does that sort of put something on film that allows you to give confidence and then maybe getting more reps in other games?
Yeah, well, it's promising. I think for any freshman that gets the opportunity to play any college football game, it's exciting for them. It's exciting for us. Since we've been here, we haven't really stressed redshirting, even with the veteran group that we got coming back. Eric Gentry's put himself in position to be pretty much the 4th linebacker coming off the sideline. He did an excellent job. He wanted to be downhill, but for a tall, lanky guy, he's physical and he bends well and he's tough and smart. Tommy Hill, Ed Woods, those other guys, they'll get more and more reps as the season goes on.
UNLV run game is something that you guys are going to be focused on, I'm sure, this week. What's your kind of view of that, and maybe even their quarterback situation, what he provides? Yeah,
really our mindset all year is to stop the run. We feel with our secondary that we're going to put them in position where they're going to have to cover, and we're going to make teams throw the ball. That's what we want to do. We don't want to allow them to run. It doesn't feel good when the team runs the ball on you at all. It doesn't feel good when you give up a 22-yard touchdown. Our guys take a lot of pride on that. So we're going to be dialed in. Obviously, Darren Butler had an outstanding game. We need Merlin Robertson and Kyle Soley to pick it up just as well. And when all 3 of those guys are rocking and rolling, we're a better unit.
You mentioned Darian. Your captains are interesting on defense. You have Chase, who's very vocal. Darian doesn't seem to be that way. What has he done to kind of earn the respect of the room?
Yeah, you feel his energy and synergy when he walks in the room. I mean, he's a pit bull on a leash that doesn't bark. He just attacks, and he goes and finds the ball. And he's been like that since day one. Always had that chip, that on his shoulder, that fire in his stomach. That's why he was under-recruited, and since he's been here, he's been a day one starter. I saw that when he was young, and all he did was, pretty much showcase what he did this offseason. Changed his body, 3-down linebacker, probably one of the most versatile, athletic linebackers that we have. No, I seen it in 2014, 15, and 16 when I was at Long Beach Poly. I was always figuring out who's this little dark kid running around beating up on my running backs. It was him. So I knew right away what he'll do here.
DeAndre catching a pick. I mean, does that make you feel proud as a coach and a dad, one or the other, both?
Yeah, probably as a father, because I actually played catch with my son when he was little, when he caught the ball. That's promising to all the fathers out there.